Hello, everybody, and welcome to limbicarc.com. And I think you're going to really enjoy your experience with this beautiful technology that was created by Dr. Von Cook. There's been quite a few of us that have been on it for a while, and we've had just some wonderful benefits being on it. It's very simple, it's very easy. And I'm going to walk you through how I do my Spark Custom Boost, which is what you will be using on your 5-day trial, and hopefully will continue if you see the benefits of it and how you can move forward with it. I'll also be showing you how you can add some preset boosts that are already in our library, and which will be also added. So you get a total of 3 boosts on your 5-day trial, and this is the page that you start on, which was, if you didn't get to this page, you can find it under Active Info Boost over here to the top left-hand side, but this is how you would start. So first thing you would like to do is click on Add an Info Boost, and you'll notice the 4 tabs up at the top: Categories, Custom, All, and Dr. Cook. We want to do our custom Spark scan, which will show us everything that we need to know against the over 600 ingredients that are in the library. So click on Custom tab, then On Demand, then Spark Scan Info Boost, and you'll notice that it says press Spark Scan Info Boost button to begin a personalized scan of the boost ingredients in the Limbic Arc library. That's what I'm interested in doing. So Spark Scan Info Boost. The Spark Scan is initiated, ignited by a compilation of real-time biometric information called your Spark. This is a unique to you, like your fingerprint. Your Spark is created from 2 inputs, including a voice frequency pattern and your kinetic response data. Click to continue to create your Spark and complete the scan. Now on this page, the thing that you have to remember about your voice frequency is that it's only 10 seconds. It needs to be quiet, and it needs to be about you. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to talk specifically of what are these 6 little items here, but it just kind of gives you some ideas of what you might want to talk about. And I'll just keep it simple for this video for you, so that it'll help moving forward as you begin to experience more on your Limbic Arc journey. But what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to have an idea of what you want to say for 10 seconds, because when you click on Start Recording, this page will disappear. So I'm going to begin Start Recording. Hello, my name is Toni Taylor, and I am 55 years old, and I'm married to a wonderful man named David Taylor, and we have a beautiful little French bulldog named Polly, and we live in Canada. And you'll see that the screen, it came up white bars, and then as you're talking, you'll know when your 10 seconds are up because it all goes green. And it's just waiting to record. And now what you're going to see is if you're happy with your recording, you can push the continue button. If something happened, you can't hear your recording, but if something happens, you can press re-record. And when I say something happens, like somebody started talking to you while you were doing it, or there was some dogs barking or whatever, there was some kind of interference. So obviously it worked out well, so I'm going to push continue. And now you're going to see this beautiful little image. Now my image looks a little lopsided, but obviously there's something going on with my next layer of wellness balance. So this is a good thing. This is what the system is indicating. And what we're going to do with the second step of this Spark is that we need to do your kinetic touch. So when you click on the continue button, this image is going to disappear and then appear in different places on your screen. And what you want to do is you want to play tag with it. So every time it appears on your screen, you want to either click it with your mouse, or depending on what hardware device you're using, you might want to use your index finger just to do touch, and touch it back and forth. So I will press continue, and you'll notice how I'll play tag. Really quite simple. So now it's scanning, and now we're going to see our results. But the first thing you want to do is you want to just kind of follow this in order, and it says custom. So you want to write up in the bar, you want to write up there that this is your Spark. This is your Spark, and today's date, which is July 31st, 20. I always, when I'm doing a custom Spark, I've always set it for just the name of spark and the today's date. Now, the next thing you want to do is definitely stay away from the green activate button. We're going to get to that later because we want to go see what our spark, our innate intelligence is telling that we need right now for our balanced wellness. So before I do that, it says duration of InfoBoost 7 days. We're going to change that to 10 days. This is on recommendation of Dr. Cook. And the reason why it's set for 10 days, even though this is a 5-day trial, is because if you do see the benefits of your experience in the next 5 days, that you decide to upgrade, we don't want to disrupt the initial spark custom boost because we want the full integration of the ingredients that you're going to be activating during your gifted trial of 5 days. So now that I've done that, you will notice as we scroll down that there are 2 tabs down here. One says categories, and you can see all the beautiful categories that we have, and we'll be visiting that shortly. But first, we want to see what's going to happen when we click on the All tab. And what that means is that it's going to show us the library of all the ingredients with a percentage beside each ingredient. And when you do a spark, the beautiful thing about the spark scan is that the system will default with check marks in the top 10 every time you do a spark, whether you're doing a custom spark or whether you're doing a preset boost spark, it always will default to the top 10 ingredients, so which is perfect. So here, let's go see what my top 10 are. Okay, so there you go. So my top 10, as you can see, there's check marks in the top 10, and my percentages range anywhere from 96% to, looks like 88. So these are the ones that you want to see is really going on with your body right now, your physiology of what your innate intelligence is wanting you to know that you could really use right now for balanced wellness in this moment. So the first one is Uva Ursi, 96%. So I need this the most out of the whole library of 600 ingredients. This is the one that seems to have come up for me. So it's used primarily for urinary tract disorders, inflammation, increased urinary, as well as helping with constipation and lung issues. Fascinating. Don't have that just yet, but you never know. It depends what I'm detoxing. So we will see. Next one has been used to prevent UTIs and gynecological infections. Well, there you go. What's coming on? I wonder if I've got some, oh, I can see why this is what it's doing. 93% D7. Also known as vitamin H, coenzyme support, anorexia, can diseases, depression, hyperactive. Wow. So we got some skin to do. Oh, hopefully I'm not balding, but I think this is a good thing. I can always use more hair on top of my head. Silica. The oxide form of silicon, it reduces bone breakdown, stimulates new bone formation, also improves skin elasticity, nail growth, and hair. Well, I could really use that too. But here's the big one, Candida, an opportunistic fungus that is usually found in the digestive system. It is the most common cause of fungal disease in humans. So this would be why my innate intelligence chose those first couple of botanical ingredients, because I have what they call a hijacker in here. I call them the sabotagers. We're going to see that in the categories on the next step. But the reason why it's checked off, you're thinking, wow, I don't want that. Well, of course we don't want that. Well, then why is it in the top 10? It's because this is what's hijacking my body in this moment. And it needs help. So by checking it off, the system actually knows how to neutralize it. So not only are you getting botanicals that are helping with your balanced wellness, but you're also getting botanicals that are helping you fight off a hijacker, a pathogen that is not being your friend. So this is an incredible system that has been designed by Dr. Cook to balance out in every area. So I'm really excited about that, actually. And now we've also got gold colloidal, 89%, anti-inflammatory, rejuvenating, mood improvement, health strength. Well, I've got a lot of skin stuff going on. This is good because, well, I'm 55, moving along, and I'd like to feel and look better. So coconut oil is an excellent source as well. Benefits cardiovascular, blood pressure, inflammatory, joints. Boy, it does all kinds of things. Brain health, that too. Improves memory, antibacterial, antifungal. So it makes sense that this ingredient came up from the library to help with my hijacker. So you can see this is complete, how valuable this is. So as we go down, you'll notice that we've got 10. Now what I like to do is that not only do I take the top 10, but I also look for about another 5, 6, 7 ingredients that are in my top of my list. So it looks like I can go down as low as, wow, I can go down, I'm gonna go as low as 86%. Now you don't wanna go too many ingredients, but 86, oh, I've even got collagen. Well, that collagen is good for the skin. I'm gonna put that in there because I like collagen. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm giving myself 20. So you don't want to do any more than 20 ingredients. And in this particular all tab, because we're actually going to leave this category, as I mentioned before, and we're still going to go to the category tab. So when you're doing your Spark Custom Boost, you're going to start looking at your top ingredients. And if it means that your top ingredients end up being like all in the 90s, and there's even a lot more in the 90 percentile, you want to make sure you take all of those and the high 80s, but don't go past 20 at this point. So now we're going to pop over to categories. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go check your oxygen level. So I go to click on chemicals, and my oxygen is at 65%. That is really something that I need, because in this category, you want to check if oxygen is under 40%, don't check it. But if it's over 40%, definitely give it a check mark. So that's getting a check mark. Now I'm going to scroll to the category of miscellaneous, and there's 2 ingredients there that I look for. I look for ocean water, which is right in the middle of the pack because it's all in alphabetical order. Ocean water is 38%. Again, I'm looking for it to be over 40%. Well, it's at 38%. It's kind of on the line. So I like that. So because it's on the line and I did have that fungus, I'm going to click on that, because if you click on ocean water, every time you click on the name, as I did before, it'll show you what it means. Believed to clean the skin. Remember, I had a lot of skin stuff. Strengthen the immune system, has been used for bone, muscle, pain, arthritis, circulatory, post-surgical issues, along with providing support for anxiety and depression. Well, this is awesome. So I'm going to be clicking that one off. And the next one we want to look at is at the bottom of the category, close to it, is water triple frozen, 40%. Perfect. That means I can use some water because I'm a little dehydrated. So this is great for hydration. So those are the 3 that I look for starting off. But I also want you to go to the mushroom category. Now the mushroom category is amazing. The mushroom category are the best adaptogens on the planet. And this category is super special, and we're very excited to have this part of the Limbic Arc system, and a great opportunity to have access to proprietary mushrooms that would normally cost quite a lot of money. As a matter of fact, if you could even go to a health food store and you ask them to fill out this list, first of all, they couldn't do it because of the proprietary nature of some of these mushrooms. But let's just say they could. If they could fill it out, this list would cost you about $2,000. So this is a huge value that Dr. Crook has included here, but that's better than all of that is the benefits that it gives you. So I have a very high mushroom right now, and this is what I go to look for. You want to try and find your highest percentage, and my highest percentage is 84%. So always go and give yourself a mushroom every time you go to do a Spark scan. So I'm going to click on the golden oyster mushroom, and I'm going to read what it says. Benefits include antioxidant, blood sugar control, lowering cholesterol, cardiovascular health, high in protein, several B vitamins, and amino acids, anti-cancer. So this is awesome. And some of that stuff was coming up earlier in my all category, so I can see why that's a high one. Now, the other thing you might want to do, if there are other high numbers in the mushroom category, give yourself 2 or 3, because they are exceptional for your overall balanced wellness. So I have one that said lion's mane, 67%, and I know that this is great for brain health. So if you click on it, offers support of brain wellness, antioxidant, wound healing, gastric ulcers, and weight management. So this is excellent for me, given the top 10 that I had earlier. And I think there was another one. So I've got 62, 61. I think I'm just going to stick with that right now. For right now, I'm just going to do the 2. So after we've done that, we want to move into two other categories that are another piece of this beautiful system that are the unseens. And remember in my top 10, I had an unseen hijacker, and that was a mold and fungus. So we're going to go to the molds and fungus category. The mold and fungus category are, we know that we have them in our daily life, and they are everywhere. We just don't realize how invasive they are until they finally rear their ugly head, and then it's usually too late. This system will actually find them and neutralize them. So this is exceptional, and such a bonus for us to have this in our system. So it looks like, of course, my 91 was already ticked off. So, but I'm just going to put a check mark in there anyway, just so you can see that you can do it in here as well. But I also have another high one. I've got 81%, the hormonodendron. So I'm going to put a check mark in that one as well. You don't want to do more than 3 if you can help it, and click on the name so that you know what it is. So this one is, this mold is abundant in decomposing plants, leather, man-made material, wood products. Spores are released in great numbers after damp weather or rain. Well, I live up in Vancouver, Canada, and we get a lot of rain. But you're going to find that a lot of these molds and fungi also have a lot of them have to do in plants and soil. And because everybody's outside right now, don't be surprised if some of your molds and fungi are quite high in this category. So here's another one, 84%. So this is an opportunistic fimmer found around the world. It can be found in the atmosphere, in basement, damp walls, cranes, and other types of food, allergic reaction to asthma, pneumonia, sinusitis, coughing, and wheezing. Yeah, not a good one. We just had a big rain too, so that doesn't surprise me. So I'm going to put a check mark in that as well. And it looks like I do have another one. I'm going to put one in there as well because it's 80%, because they're all over 80%. Now, if you're new on your 5-day trial, you don't want to do more than 3 or 4. I recommend around 3, but if the numbers are really high, you know what? Just go with your intuitive self and decide if this is what's going to work for you. Because mine are in the 80s, I most definitely want to neutralize them. So I am going to be checking off all 4. Now, the other category I like to go into, which are the other unseens, is a category called the imponderables. These are the electromagnetic frequencies, also an unseen hijacker. And we all know about what's going on in the world right now, which is, of course, the 5G radiation. And thank heavens, mine is only at 22%. Mine's come down. I actually had it very high at one time, and I was neutralizing that, and my numbers came down. So this is really great news for me. My 4G radiation is good. So once again, when you go into this category, you want to try and find your 2 or 3 highest ones. Now, not every electromagnetic frequency in here is bad. Some of them are good. Obviously, sunlight's okay, and I don't need it right now. It's at 12%, but I do have the magnetic North Pole, which you can see is checked off. But it was checked off because when I was checking off my higher 80 percentile in the all, it automatically did it in this system too. So there you go. So we got 86%. So what else have I got in here? Let's see. It looks like electricity is my next highest one. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. There we go, 73%. So I'm just going to pick on anything that's above 70. Again, if there's not more than 3 or 4, then you're good. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That looks good to me. And now we get to click the big green button. So I'm very, very excited about that. So activate. Now, upon activation, because you're new, you're going to notice there's going to be a little notice up here that says, do you want to set up your notifications? We want to do that. We want to say yes. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to close off my notifications so that you can see it. I probably should have done that. So we're just going to save that. So now when I go back to my active info boost, it didn't pop up, but it will pop up. So let's go back in there again. You're going to go on and it's going to say info boost notifications on or off. You want to turn those on. So once it clicks on, it says select your time zone. So once you click your time zone, you'll notice that there's this empty box. So I am in Pacific time, so I'm going to write in the word Pacific. And of course, it pops up right away with the highlighted one. So I'm going to click on that and it will save it. If you, depending on where you are, just write in your city, the main city, whether it's on the East Coast or the Central Time. You always want to type in a city name. It doesn't usually, or you can type in Pacific for the West Coast. It's a little bit easier than trying to scroll through everything, including people around the world typing in your country too. I like getting my notifications every 2 hours, because when I get my notifications, it reminds me consciously and my limbic brain that I've agreed to this. So we're just going to copy that and I'm going to save it. So when you're doing these 5-day trials, the beautiful thing about it is that the notifications are really important, because the notifications are getting the conscious mind and the subconscious mind to cooperate, which is really such a another beneficial part of the Limbic Arc system, because it strengthens the muscle and it also works it faster. And it gives the opportunity for finally some collaboration. So it's a really important piece of the puzzle. If you are not living in North America, you most certainly can get your notifications through your email. So that's probably the best way to do it, is to go into the app settings and just click on the notifications inside the app settings, and then click on email notifications. Right now, SMS texting is only for North America. So now that I've got my custom boost, my Spark custom boost, it's set for 9 days, I am going to go find myself a couple of extra presets. The custom boost is super important, because that's the foundation to all of it, and it needs to be run for 10 days. We never cancel it in its time. We always let it run out. It needs the full 10 days of integration for the ingredients to assimilate into our physiology. The preset ones, as you can see here, and there's lots to choose from, we can play around with these a little bit more. So now that instead of doing the custom, we're going to click on the All tab. Now, the reason why I click on the All tab is because my brain just works better in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go check a couple of ones that, thinking about my 10 ingredients, what might be helping me. Now, a lot of stuff came up about, you know, that I needed some calming and anxiety, which, by the way, I really need for sleep. With this, I already know about myself. Calm is exceptional. But I always just look at the numbers. So what do I mean by that? Well, after you click on the name, you want to click on Spark Scan Info Boost, so you can see the numbers, because remember, it always shows you the amount of percentages. So here's a great example. I know that I have 93 and 88 are already in my custom boost. Remember, I checked off everything to 86%. So that means even my 87 manganese is even in there. And my 86% frankincense is in there. But then I also still have some 80s and some high 70s, which just means that this is a really good boost for me. So it goes all the way down to 68. So I'm looking for stuff in the top 10, as you can see, because we sparked it back to the top 10. I'm looking for a nice preset boost that's going to have some 80s in it, some 70s in it, and some high 60s. So this is actually a pretty good one. But I'm just going to back out of it just so you can see what I'm talking about. So now we're going to see, when you go up to boost ingredients and duration, there's a little back button here. Just click on the back button. You're going to have to click it a couple of times. And now we're going to click on the all again so we can see it all in alphabetical order. And I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I've got a lot of other ones that are really good that you might want. You might want some pain relief, some joint support. I've got some joint issues, and so I'm thinking joint support might be really good. And some, oh, look at some of these goods. They got all kinds of stuff in here. Weight, I'm okay with the weight. Vision, I could use some vision, but you're not going to really notice anything in 5 days, so you really want to kind of pick something that's really going to be helpful that you're going to feel in 5 days. So my recommendation would be anything to do with stress relief, pain relief, calm, joint support, inflammation. So I need joint support. So I'm going to go check on some joint support. And joint support just isn't like your joints. It's like your tendons, your muscles, your ligaments. Being a past and former athlete, this is very powerful for me. And look at this, look at the numbers here. Look at all these high 80s, right? So I don't have the real high 80s or the 90s, which is fine because it was in my custom. But look at all the wonderful numbers I have for my joint support that are all 80s. So this is an exceptional one for me. So I definitely want to have this one as in one of my boosts. Now, because I do have a couple of overlaps here, you don't get more than one. You only get one botanical, but I remember that those were ones were in my custom. I'm going to check off a couple more. So I'm going to check off another 74%, a 73%. As a matter of fact, I can do a couple more. I'm really comfortable going down to the 70s. So it's just a few more. A few more is not going to hurt you. The average person can handle at least 50 ingredients, and that's basically what you're going to have in your 5-day custom. Some people can do more, but if you do more than that and you're not used to the system, you could have what they call information overload. So I just recommend just kind of sticking to the top 10 and maybe just a few more if there happen to be some overlaps. So it's the duration of this boost is 7 days. That's perfect because I usually like to do mine every 5 to 7 days for my preset boost. So I'm going to activate my joint support. I can already feel the energy. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can actually feel the energy. Not everybody feels it right away, but I'm very sensitive, so I do feel it. So now I've got my custom, I've got joint support, feeling pretty good. I'm going to go see what else would be good for me. So once again, you go to click on Add an Info Boost. You're going to go up to the All category, and we're going to check a few more. So let's see what else have we got in here. I've got my joints. You know, I have a little bit of pain. I know some people may think, by the way, energy and focus is really good too, but what you're going to have to know is, and you know what, I'll show you this as we go, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just check my numbers because I've got my joint support. I think I'm going to do some focus. I could really use some focus right now. So let's click on focus and see what my numbers are because I got a big project coming, so let's see what I've got. Okay, see, look at the numbers. Wow, the numbers are high here too. 93, 88, 87, 87, 86. Wow, so look at, so half of my custom is practically in here. So this is actually a pretty good one, but because there's so much of an overlap, I've got an overlap of like 6 of them practically. This is already kind of taken care of in my custom boost. So maybe not the best preset boost for me, unless of course I want to add all the ones that are in the 60s. I could certainly do that. So I'm going to back out of this one, and I'm going to go check something else. I'm going to click twice. I'm going to go check for energy. Energy. Let's see what my energy is. Always use more energy. So again, good numbers. I could probably use this one too. So these are also very good. 80s, high 70s. So this is awesome. So I've got a few overlaps. And so because I got 3 overlaps, I'm going to check off 1, 2, 3 more. And I'm going to activate it. Now, the reason why I'm activating this one, but I want you to remember something very important. If you feel that you need energy or focus during the day, my recommendation is you do not want it running at nighttime because you will not get to sleep. Focus, you'll be okay, but I can guarantee you the energy will keep you up at night. Many people have experienced that. So I'm going to show you how to cancel this. Now, this is a really important step because if you do need the energy during the day, that's fantastic. But at nighttime, you're going to need something else. So you need to decide whether you want to put the calm boost on, or digestion on, or gut health on. If you have trouble sleeping, I suggest the sleep boost. If you're just looking for relaxation, I suggest the calm boost. But if you don't need either or, you sleep pretty good, then maybe perhaps you want to work on gut health. But just remember that whatever you choose at night, you want to make sure in the 5 days that you're only switching out of those 2 boosts. So if it's energy and calm you need, then it's calm at night, energy during the day. Calm at night, energy during the day. If it's gut health you want, then choose gut health at night, but energy during the day. So you just need to decide which 2 you want to keep flipping out of. Now, remember, we had set up your notifications. So because we set up your notifications and your notifications go off at night, you're going to remember to go, oh yeah, I need to switch out my boost. So here's how you do it. You close off, you go up here and there's a little X in the right-hand corner. And it says, do you want to cancel? And you push yes. And then what you need to do is you need to give it 5 stars. You'll notice that it gets highlighted. Now, the reason why we give it 5 stars is because you haven't used it long enough to say yay or nay. So this is where we would submit it. Now, once you've done that, you're back to 2 boosts. And so now you can go back and add an info boost. Go click on all. And now you can click on either the calm or whatever else that you feel that you would like to run at nighttime. In my particular case, because I really enjoy calm, I would probably run on the calm boost. So that would be something that I would pick. So I would click the calm. I would spark it. Okay, now here's the other thing. Your spark only lasts 24 hours. So if you are definitely jumping in and out of those 2 boosts, after 24 hours, when you click the spark, it will not jump and you will not see these percentages. It's going to ask you to do a new recording, which is another amazing insightfulness of Dr. Cook to allow us to know where our body is in this moment, because our body is constantly changing. Everything, our cellular structure is always changing. So it's really cool that after 24 hours that we're going to need a new spark to show us where we are in our wellness balance. So in the first 24 hours, obviously you're not going to have to do it and the ingredients will show up. But after that, after the next time, it probably will. So this is the one that I would probably choose for me. So anyway, so I hope that helped everybody. So I'm just going to click on that one real quickly, because this is the one that I want. Oh, that's all right. We're good. I'm just going to activate that. So there you go. And there we're at. So that is it. And here's the most beautiful part about this. You don't have to come back and look at any of these pictures. You don't have to come back and listen to anything. You can turn off you can log out and turn this off, because remember, you can access the web app from any kind of a hardware device. There is no attachment whatsoever. There's nothing to stick to, listen to, watch, or wear. So you are already connected to the quantum energy field, to the field, your innate intelligence. It knows how to find you, because this system is the bridge between your innate intelligence and you here. So this is again, I think you're going to really enjoy the simplicity of it, the ease of this, and it's just a lot of fun, especially when you start getting into the custom boost, because we have all kinds of different formulas that we can start showing you how to add additional ingredients and how to create other custom boosts outside of this library after you decide if this is something that you would like to experience more of. So thank you everybody for listening. I hope you enjoy it. Can't wait to hear your experience. Please jump on our Zooms every day at 3 Eastern, quantumnomads.tv. We look forward to hearing you. Thanks everybody. Bye.